This is a short video showing the installation and setup procedure for the Wikimar solar tote. This is an image of the tote with the solar panels on top. Solar panels are packaged separately, of course. Remove the solar panels for now, set them aside. We'll get to them in just a moment. Release the latches and open up the tote. And you can remove the components that are part of the solar tote system. Set them aside for now. Access the hold by opening the panel and pull out the power center, set it on top of the panel for easy use and access. The power center is the heart of the system. Next, we're going to install the quartz dome in the UV chamber. Select the properly labeled brown tube. We're going to remove the black compression nut on the UV chamber, set it aside for the moment, and open up the packaging on the quartz dome. Use the packaging to handle the quartz dome so you don't get fingerprints on it. That'll reduce the efficiency of the UV system. There is a small spring at the bottom of the quartz dome. Make sure that remains in the dome. Insert the dome into the UV chamber, and the seal should sit properly right at the top. We're then going to reinstall the black compression nut. Finger tight only, don't use any tools here. Over tightening that compression nut may damage the quartz dome. Next, we're going to install the UV lamp. Again, select the proper brown tube with the label. Remove the UV lamp from the packaging, handling it by the white ceramic ends only. 4 pins go at the top, and the lamp sits directly inside the quartz dome as shown, with the 4 pins pointing upward. Next, we're going to install the ground wire on the ground lug on the UV chamber. Remove the nut, install the ground lug, put the nut back on. You'll want to tighten that with a pair of pliers. Next, we're going to install the 4-pin connector onto the UV lamp. Hold the lamp in one hand and apply gentle pressure with the other to push that lamp pin connector onto the 4 pins. Then just reassemble the blue cap, wiggle it on in place. Next, we're going to install the power cable onto the UV ballast. You just have to reach underneath the ballast. Make sure it's well connected, well plugged in properly. The other end of that cable gets plugged into the power center, into the AC outlet. Next, we're going to connect the black wire that it's already inside the tote. This is the power for the pump. It has the 12-volt connector. It gets connected to the power center as shown here. We now have the UV lamp connected to the power center and the pump connected to the power center. Neither are on at the moment, however. Now we're going to set up the solar panels. Carefully open the case containing the panels. Handle them carefully, of course. There are 2 panels hinged together. Just undo the lock and open up the panels. The power cable is inside, already connected to the panels. Next, you're going to extend the extension legs and secure them in place with the set screw. These are adjustable legs, so you can adjust the angle of the solar panels to collect the most sunlight. and just stand up those panels, point them towards the sun. Of course, set the carrying case aside for later use on takedown. The solar panels are going to be connected to the power center with the extension cable that is included. Connect one end of the extension cable to the cable from the solar panel, and the other end of the extension cable gets plugged in directly to the power center. The display will come on. You can toggle the display on and off with the main power switch. However, when the solar panels are connected and there's sunlight shining, you will see a display indicating that power is being generated by the solar panels to the power center. However, currently neither the pump nor the UV are on at this time. Now we are going to install the inlet hose. It's the black hose that's included with the kit. Press the button and push the rings upwards as shown. This unlocks the locking mechanism. Push the hose onto the fitting on the tote all the way. Pull the rings down until you hear a click. Snap them into place. You'll hear a click, and that means you have a solid seal. Next, we're going to install the outlet hose. Of course, this is the hose that you'll be receiving the treated water from. It's a garden hose connection, very simple to put on. Snug it up properly. Now we have the priming system. We're going to put some water into the priming pipe in order to fill that pump. Use any funnel. We're going to add a little bit of water to that pump so we can prime it properly for initial use. Now we're ready to start things up. We're going to turn on the power to the UV first. Press the AC button and you'll see an indicator that the system is on. Next, we're going to turn on the pump. Press the DC power button. The pump comes on. And we are now filling the system. Water is being drawn up from the supply through the inlet hose. There's a flow meter installed. You can see the flow rate and total flow as well. The filter housings are being filled with water. Takes a little bit of time. Air is being pushed out. And water begins to flow.